Right now at 10, the locals are reacting to tonight's vice presidential debate.
And a French Island fire continues to burn.
Plus, J&A committee in La Crosse votes in favor of a new city role.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Fire crews continue to battle a French Island fire that has been raging since 1:30 this morning.
And the fire started at Tire Yard of Omaha. It is a railroad tie recycling center. Those railroad ties are soaked in chemicals which make them flammable. Campbell Fire Department Chief Nate Melby says the department is still on scene to watch for any potential flare-ups at this point. Melby says this blaze created a lot of debris.
I would estimate it to be maybe 3 or 4 football fields in area with several tall piles of railroad ties there and a huge pile of wood chips, and that filled an entire building.
There are no fatalities or injuries, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Holmen police say they arrested an Unalaska man with 2 pounds of meth during a traffic stop Thursday. Holmen PD says officers arrested 44-year-old Christopher Martinez around 1:30 a.m. Thursday. Martinez is charged with possession with intent to sell methamphetamine. He appeared in La Crosse County Court Friday and is out on a $20,000 signature bond.
Well, our temperatures today were more where they should be, close to seasonal levels, which is about the upper 60s now that we've got to the first day of October. A few closer areas, but it was mid to upper 60s for most locations. A few spots were in the low 60s, so a little bit below average, but definitely no more 80-degree weather as we've had in the past several days. Overall, we've had cloud cover that's kind of come overhead this evening. Overall, just high clouds remaining just dry, but that has going to keep the temperatures up a little bit. But we're going to start seeing them fall back once we have this cloud cover begin to push east more towards the morning, because that system out to the Dakotas is going to provide more wind as we wake up tomorrow morning. You can see the wind begin to turn around to the south late tonight and then dramatically increase towards noon as we get up to that 15 to 20 mile per hour range. Same story as we go for Eau Claire too. That wind will definitely be picking up towards the noon, getting into the upper 60s. The humidity levels will start dropping, and fire danger is going to be somewhat of a concern, especially further west you go, especially in the afternoon when those relative humidity values drop in the 20% range. So something we'll kind of track a little bit later in the broadcast, but also give you an idea what the temperatures look like there afterwards. And it looks like we're going to stay mild and probably dry for the foreseeable future.
All right, we'll get those details in a bit. Thank you, Greg. Well, CBS hosted the only vice presidential debate tonight. Both Minnesota Democratic Governor Tim Walz and Ohio Republican Senator J.D. Vance came into the debate with something to prove. Norah O'Donnell and Margaret Brennan asked them on topics including the Middle East, climate change, abortion, gun violence, and the economy. But one of the biggest issues of the night was immigration.
Have to stop the bleeding. We have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started and said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies.
Donald Trump had 4 years. He had 4 years to do this. And he promised you, America, how easy it would be. I'll build you a big, beautiful wall, and Mexico will pay for it. Less than 2% of that wall got built, and Mexico didn't pay a dime.
This debate comes as hundreds of thousands of ballots have already been cast as part of early voting in many states. Both candidates back on the campaign trail tomorrow, hitting battleground states.
Local political groups across the Coulee region hosted debate viewing watch parties. News 8 Now's Allison Fergott has that local reaction. Allison.
Ken and Emily, both parties are feeling confident about their candidates following tonight's debate. Now that La Crosse County Democrats hosted their watch party at the Concordia Ballroom. County Party Chair William Garcia says he's feeling great. He thought Walz outlined a strong economic plan for the middle class and believes Walz's answers to questions about reproductive rights shows he's the right choice for Wisconsin.
I think Walz is doing a great job talking about what his administration is about. It's about supporting the middle class. It's about ensuring that all people, especially women, have their rights restored. It's about honesty and decency towards other people.
Meanwhile, Wisconsin's GOP party chairman sees tonight as a win for Republicans, saying Vance looks sharp on stage and that Walz presented an agenda that's too far left.
The number one issue in this state by every poll out there is the economy and inflation, no doubt about it. And Tim Walz doesn't have any answer. We can't afford another 4 years of Joe Biden's policies, and that's what Tim Walz is proposing.
Presidential election is still neck and neck, and historically VP debates haven't done much to shift the polls, but we'll have to see what happens because so far this has been an unprecedented election cycle. Reporting in La Crosse, Allison Fergit. Ken and Emily, back to you.
All right, Allison, thank you.
Former President Donald Trump made another campaign stop in Wisconsin today. His visit to the Madison suburb of Waunakee is on the heels of his stop Saturday in Prairie du Chien, where he criticized Democrats on immigration. The former president today says he fears the global implications that may follow the Iranian missile strikes in Israel this morning.
Talking about World War III for a long time. And I don't want to make predictions because the predictions always come true. We're not going to make, but they are very close to global catastrophe.
Second gentleman Doug Emhoff also campaigned in Wisconsin today. He spoke at a manufacturing business in Milwaukee.
Changing leaves means big bucks in Wisconsin, Emily. Well, I guess it'll stay with me. Governor Tony Evers today spotlighting fall's tourism boom in Monroe County. He's championing the Wisconsin agriculture tourism fall season running now through the end of October. His tour stopped at FootJoy Farm and Brewing over in Cashton, showcasing how businesses like FootJoy, corn mazes, and apple orchards fuel the state's fall economy. Evers says the farm-to-table aspect of the brewery is also a great way to bring more people through their doors.
When you have that direct contact with the people that grow the food, you know it's good. But it's also a way for, frankly, the farmers to sell their food at a better price.
Wisconsin's home to nearly 60,000 farms, contributing more than $100 billion to the economy every year. After a stop in Cashton, he continued his tour up in Athens.
A subcommittee is recommending La Crosse creates a new city administrator position. A city administrator is a nonpartisan role that handles more day-to-day city operations, including developing a city budget and implementing policies that Common Council approves. Today, the Judiciary and Administration Committee voted 3-1 with one abstention in favor of the job. Mayor Mitch Reynolds has pitched the idea to Common Council, arguing more managerial expertise can help the city run more efficiently. According to the proposal, the city administrator's salary would sit between $186,000 and $194,000. Common Council has the final decision.
A La Crosse Food Bank is hosting its second annual virtual food drive. During the month of October, the Hunger Task Force of La Crosse allows people to make donations online to put towards certain food items. The task force then uses the donations to buy those items and distributes them to local pantries. Organizers say this drive helps stock local shelves that are dangerously low.
As you can see, our shelves are very low. Due to inflation, due to all kinds of things, need has been increasing. We want to make sure that we are there for our partners and for the community who needs our help.
And to help out, you can visit the La Crosse Hunger Task Force website. We'll have some links on our digital platforms.
Hurricane Helene devastates western North Carolina.
The climbing death toll and the still hundreds missing when we come back.
The Board Store 35th anniversary, you could win. Third prize, $1,944 savings certificate. I was born in October 1944. Second prize, $1,989 savings certificate. I started the Board Store October 1989. First prize, $2,024 savings certificate. I'm celebrating 35 years at the Board Store. Call or visit our showroom soon. Better products.
Better people.
Better prices.
The Board Store, improving your home, improving your life.
I'm a nurse in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Hovde means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
Eric Hovde supported overturning Roe v. Wade, which led to an abortion ban in Wisconsin.
And that's a ban with no exceptions for rape or incest.
What Hovde supports criminalizes abortion and doctors like me.
We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad. Blaine's Farm and Fleet's fall jean sale is going on now, and all jeans are on sale. We're so confident we have the right brand, style, and fit for you that we'll give you a free $5 Farm and Fleet gift card for every pair of jeans you buy. Like men's special buy Carhartt jeans, 40% off, just $17.99. $20 off women's Levi's classic bootcut jeans, only $39.99. And men's Key work jeans start at only $18.99.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Iran fired nearly 200 ballistic missiles into Israel earlier today. Iranian media reports Iran said it targeted Israel in response to the killing of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah and 2 other leaders.
Israel and the White House are weighing next steps following the massive attack. The escalation is sparking growing fears of an expanding war in the region.
Now going to look at what the appropriate next steps are to secure first and foremost American interests and then to promote stability to the maximum extent possible.
The Pentagon had moved additional military support to the Middle East ahead of today's attack.
The death toll from Hurricane Helene has now passed 160 people. In North Carolina, hundreds are still missing and teams are searching the mountains for survivors.
Today, CBS's Lilia Luciano rode along with the National Guard making aerial rescues.
Flying high over the mountains of western North Carolina, this National Guard crew scoured the landscape, which seemed swallowed by the river. A scene repeated across the state, where rescue operations continue 5 days after the storm. In the small town of Burnsville, we watched as the National Guard rescued this woman, the first of 7.
All right, the clear signal was given. The person is now being hoisted.
Then troops were sent on another mission, nearly 60 miles south in Hendersonville, where 3 survivors were clearly relieved and grateful to see the helicopter land.
How are you feeling right now?
Grateful to be alive, grateful that everyone is safe, and trusting that everyone will make it through this.
The North Carolina National Guard is also delivering food and water to people who have waited days for relief.
We're working together to open more major routes to push supplies forward while repairing roads, utilities, and communications.
In Erwin, Tennessee, the owners of Impact Plastics say 5 employees and a contractor are missing after trying to escape flash flooding. For some of those rescued today in North Carolina, this baseball field became a home base to regroup and begin to recover.
I figure I could do more for the community by being on the outside. So that's kind of where I'm at. It was stressful, but not the worst experience in life.
Tell me what concerns you most about the community. It seems like there's still people there.
They need more supplies. They desperately need fuel.
And unfortunately, not every one of those rescues the North Carolina National Guard did today had a positive ending. Some of those missions turned into recoveries of the bodies of those who did not survive. And this has been already one of the deadliest hurricanes to hit the continental United States. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Salisbury, North Carolina.
Dock workers strike, the first time in almost half a century.
How it could cause a widespread economic downturn in just a few minutes.
We got warm, we got windy conditions, maybe some elevated fire dangers for tomorrow. I'll break down what that all means and what their temperatures look like going through the rest of the week and the weekend. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
There are over 21,000 Wisconsin veterans struggling to pay for rent and utilities.
Thank you for your service.
Many are also facing issues with their mental health.
Thank you for your service.
We must do more to help these heroes who have already sacrificed so much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Words simply aren't enough.
I'm sorry.
Make a difference by donating to this critical Wisconsin survival safety net today.
At Rank Seed, we expect excellence in every seed, superior genetics, state-of-the-art processing facilities, and extensive testing for proper placement. Let us help you find the right seed for your growing conditions. Rank Seed, results since 1846.
Maxwell White, done right.
Maxwell White Plumbing proudly announces our first annual food drive in celebration of being in business for 30 years and our commitment to the communities we serve. From October 1st to 31st, we're partnering with the La Crosse Hunger Task Force. Donate while our professionals are at your home, at our West Salem location, or directly to the Hunger Task Force in La Crosse. As a thank you, get $15 off your service and we'll donate an additional $15 on your behalf. Join us in making a difference this October.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Fentanyl is killing over 1,000 people a year in Wisconsin. New reporting shows that Eric Hovde is doing business with a bank accused of links to the Mexican drug cartel. Banco Azteca loaded up $26 million in cash and flew it to Eric Hovde's bank in California. Other U.S. banks have cut ties with this Mexican bank, but Eric Hovde took their money. That's 26 million more reasons you can't trust Eric Hovde.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose American Waterworks.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
For the first time in nearly 50 years, dock workers are on the picket lines. The strike could ripple through the economy. Striking workers demand higher wages and protections from automation replacing workers.
The strike impacts nearly half of the nation's imports and 2/3 of containerized exports. Now, if it drags on, it could snarl the nation's supply chains, leading to shortages and reigniting inflation.
It was another dry day and a bit of a breezier one as well.
Oh, yeah.
And as we saw on French Island in the early morning hours, it creates a elevated fire danger and fire risk, which makes it tougher for firefighters to put out a blaze when things are breezy. Let's get all the details from Greg.
Yeah, definitely tomorrow's going to be one of the worst days, not the worst days, but definitely than we've seen for fire weather issues, especially further west you go. And we're dealing with really, weather-wise, the two gradients of getting fire to be out of control, and that's low humidity and wind. We're definitely going to have that. Vegetation has gotten dry. We've ended up with a drier than average September for a lot of the region, especially further west you go towards Rochester and northern Iowa. They've actually seen quite a bit of dry September. So the vegetation has dried out, and of course the leaves are beginning to turn too. So it is a recipe where if you get fires going, it could get out of hand. So we definitely have warmer and windy for Wednesday. Our temperatures come back up into the mid to upper 70s. That creates an elevated fire danger, especially Wednesday afternoon when the humidity values drop all the way down, potentially into the lower 20s. Less wind, but still mild on Thursday. Not really much of a temperature difference between the two, maybe a degree or two cooler, but still very mild. There's a threat from from today. Tomorrow it's elevated. There's still some uncertainty really in regards to temperature and wind, but definitely that is the area to watch, just in the western areas and then stretching towards Rochester, where some of the parts of Minnesota are under a fire weather watch going into tomorrow for those reasons. So that's really what we got to deal with. Right now we got cloud cover coming overhead because that's the first part of the system that'll be coming diving southeastward. That's right in the Dakotas, but we're getting the cloud cover right now that'll last through the early about halfway through the night, and we'll start seeing that clear out. Then it'll get the system will get closer to us, and that's actually going to scoot right across to the north. So we'll deal with that. Then once we get past for Thursday, we're going to deal with another system coming for Thursday, and I've mentioned that one has a potential for more clouds going to the Thursday night. And right now it's depicting some precipitation with it, but that's probably unlikely given the dry atmosphere. So Thursday night, I think we'll see more clouds going into Thursday night, but I think all the areas will probably remain dry. This system will probably bring a little bit cooler temperatures going into your Friday, but still we're still talking above average. So these systems are really coming through because the jet stream is real to the far to the north. Now, speaking of the winds for tomorrow, we'll probably wake up 10 to 15. By noon, we'll probably be in that 15 to 20 mile per hour range. Higher gusts over the ridge lines and exposed areas, especially northeast Iowa. Then as we go in the afternoon, it'll still remain there, but by evening commute, we'll probably start seeing these come down, especially after sunset, more in that 10 to 15 range, and it'll start turning a little bit too. So it's a small window we're going to have, but in the afternoon hours, you combine that with relative humidities that are not going to start off that high, really. If you look at these 50%, we're going to keep going to the 30s by noon, and then in the afternoon, you're going to see some very dry air mixing these relative humidity to the 20%, potentially low 20s. So that's a really dry air mass in place. Combine that with winds. That gives you a recipe for any fires that do start. You could see that. So there's your high temperatures tomorrow. We're looking at temperatures mid to upper 70s. That'll be the warm day. Thursday, we're going to see a little bit cooler, but still well above average temperatures. And the 7-day, 8-day outlook really is dry. In fact, we're going to climb potentially back up to 80 with another system coming through. And as same as these other systems come through, mainly just breezy with some cloud cover coming through, and then we go back down. But overall, mild and dry and occasionally warm.
Yeah.
But we could be dry potentially minus Saturday night, which is about the only area I think we might see some precipitation, potentially through the middle of October right now.
It's Saturday. It looks like we have another chance to jump in the pool if we wanted to.
Potentially, yes.
Potentially.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, winding down. Fall sport regular seasons coming to a close. See which teams are setting themselves up for some conference crowns next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
We need real working people in Washington.
What a phony. Cook spent the last decade working as a political operative. Earned her money helping defund the police radicals like Mandela Barnes, the most anti-police candidate in Wisconsin history. Now, Cook won't let you protect your family. She wants to ban the most popular rifle in the country, earning an F from the NRA. Rebecca Cook, phony insider, dangerously liberal.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
I'm Steve from Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions. If you feel colder drafts here, you have gaps, worn seals, or even cracks here, you need a trusted window company to replace the window and help you save money on your energy bill. At Clear Choice, we know that your home is your biggest investment, and in a year like this, every dollar needs to be spent wisely. Our team will complete our Weather Guardian 15-step installation process on every job to ensure your home and family are safe before we leave. Call now for our buy 3, get 1 free special.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, you can lease a tough new 2024 Tacoma for $319 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
This is a hallway. Doesn't evoke much feeling. But to those facing cancer or a complex condition, it feels like relief. Because all the doctors, treatments, and technology you've been fighting to find, they're all right here, under one roof, connected by hallways instead of highways. East Park Medical Center, coming soon. UW Health, remarkable.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, the temperatures are getting colder, well, a bit cooler according to Greg, but MVC conference races are heating up, a packed night of action, so let's get right into things. Tomah hosting Holmen as the Vikings looking to stay atop the standings, and the Vikings rolling early. It's junior Brianna Schmidt reaching back and firing a ball down the line for the point. And not much later, it's Schmidt again, this time going off speed with it. Away side feeling good early, but Tomah was not backing down from the challenge as senior Libby Matheson is going to blast one past the Holmen front line. But it would not be enough as the Vikings would get back on track and end the set thanks to this massive spike from Charlie Casey. Holmen picks up the quick sweep of the Timberwolves, staying perfect in MVC play. So let's check in and see how the co-leaders Aquinas fared. Blue Golds facing Central at home. Riverhawks trying to set the tone at the net early as Aaliyah Shield sends one back to tie things up at 2. But then the home side starts finding some success offensively. Nice back set by Josephine Lawton, and Emma Dobbins slides to the right and sends it down. Then Lawton puts one up on a platter to Addison 4. She skies for the kill. Coach Dolan is liking what she's seeing. Central still battling though. Sierra Freed is going to pick up an ace for the visitors, but it was not enough. Aquinas improving to 7-1 in the MVC, and that sets up a big-time showdown Thursday. Blue Golds versus Vikings. Over to West Salem we go as the Panthers battling Luther. First set action, Panthers looking to stay perfect in conference play, and Sydney Quick looking to get things started as she fires it down for the kill. Panthers would take the first 2 sets, but Luther is second in conference for a reason. Audrey Clark, the freshman, is going to rifle this one through the defense as the Lady Knights would take set 3. But here come the Panthers on the prowl. Natalie Reichert is going to launch one to the hardwood as West Salem trying to put this one away. And then here comes the senior McKenna Ely. Forget the set. She takes matters into her own hands and slings it over the net. Panthers stay perfect in Cooley action. Over on the West Salem soccer field, the Panthers hosting Aquinas. Aquinas up 3 goals in this one. Looking to add to it, but Samuel Dickinson, not enough power on that one. Second half now, West Salem looking to get the game within reach. Justice Lehman sends it up, but John Vagelin comes down with it. Blue Golds would get the clean sheet to win at 3-0 and remain unbeaten in MVC play. Holman also looking to remain unbeaten in conference play, taking on the Onalaska Hilltoppers. First half, Vikings attacking early and often. The header is on target, but Ryan Vreens gets a huge save, keeping the game scoreless. A few minutes later, Holman gets on the board. Andrew Ripp gets some space and fires one past the keeper for the score. Vikings take a 1-0 lead. Then after an Onalaska penalty, Ripp on the PK off the post and in. Holman goes up 2 as they would get the win 5-1. Well, the Brewers entered today's matchup having never won a wild card round game. 0-5 all time. They were looking for a win at home against the Mets. Milwaukee was rocking early. Before an out even recorded, William Contreras sprays a hit to right field. Bryce Terang is going to score easily, making it 1-0, but New York would answer back quickly. It's the former Brewer, Jesse Winker, roping one into the corner out and right. That right there is going to score 2. The Mets would retake the lead. Winker in with a triple. He's fired up. In the 4th, the game gets back to even, courtesy of a Jackson Churio shot back up the middle. That evens up the game at 3, but it was a nightmare of a 5th inning for Milwaukee. Yoel Payamps allows some runners to reach base. Then Mark Vientos delivers with a clutch hit to give the away side the lead again. Make it 10 losses in their last 11 playoff games for Milwaukee. They dropped this one 8-4.
Now let's hold Aaron Ashby accountable as well. Did not record an out, so he has an infinite ERA in the postseason.
Yeah. I had my my gold and blue tie earlier. I took that one off.
Oh no, there's always tomorrow.
They just didn't deserve my apparel choice for tonight.
Boy, I didn't have a shirt change for the Astros, so I'm sticking to my
Astros are probably going to be fine.
Let's do better tomorrow.
They'll be fine.
They're going to be fine. Brewers.
We'll both be fine tomorrow.
Well, if we can manifest that, that'd be great.
Let's try to.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. More news right after this.
Is it past time for new windows? At River Valley Remodelers, there's no need to sacrifice quality for cost. We offer high-quality, energy-efficient replacement windows designed for all of our weather, keeping your home comfortable year-round. Our experts will help you find the perfect option that fits your budget and matches your style. Plus, with our free energy audit, you'll learn how to save more while upgrading your home. River Valley Remodelers, quality windows at a price you'll love. Call today for your free energy audit.
National Democrats are spending millions on deceptive ads like these that lie and try to confuse you. Why? Because Democrats like Harris and Baldwin don't want you to focus on their radical record, allowing men to compete in girls' sports, funding a clinic that offers transgender therapy to minors without parents' consent, giving stimulus checks to illegals while Wisconsin families struggle. Baldwin and Democrats want you to focus on anything but their radical agenda.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Okay, hold on. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
Guys, just like pivoting from cooling to heating season, it's a difficult adjustment.
Pivot into winter, called GNT.
The best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed.
Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, plus save up to $1,200. Visit any of your Johnson Tractor dealerships in Menominee, Baldwin, Osseo, and Arcadia.
Arthritis, high blood pressure, breast cancer. Almost everyone has a pre-existing condition and could lose health insurance if Derek Van Orden and Washington Insiders get their way. They take money from big insurance companies, then try to strip coverage for pre-existing conditions. Van Orden and Washington Insiders don't care about you, so if you get sick, you get dropped. Time to drop Derek Van Orden and these Washington Insiders from Congress.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Well, Ken, in spite of the Brewers' loss, it is a gourd day for some pumpkin spice.
It is a gourd day for pumpkin spice because if you didn't get the memo, Tuesday, October 1st was National Pumpkin Spice Day. The flavor has become synonymous with fall foliage, cool mornings, and flannel.
And to celebrate, you can make your own pumpkin spice blend, perhaps some nighttime tea using cinnamon, ginger, cloves, allspice, and nutmeg. You can also head over to your nearest coffee shop to buy some pumpkin spice brew, which we think Quick Trip is
yeah, you can
serving
still
some.
go over to Quick Trip tonight, but honestly, the month of October, it's pumpkin spice month. It's not just one day.
Yeah.
We all
you
know
wear
this.
the color pumpkin spice, you drink pumpkin spice, you eat pumpkin spice everything.
It's now a culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. We don't make the rules.
So every
is
day
what
it works.
is. Every day. Okay, Greg, we'll have one final look at your forecast when we come back.
The lawyer you choose makes a difference because you get this one chance to get this right, and you want somebody that's going to fight for you and get you the resolution that you need. I'm so glad that I called BGR.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. These places employ us, sponsor the Little League team, and feed and clothe us. That's why I'm proud of the work I've done to support our business community. I know that the side of the aisle you're on matters less than being on the side of our main streets. No party has a monopoly on good ideas. I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm working for our businesses, working for our communities, and I'm working for you.
Hi, I'm Danielle, General Manager here at the Board Store. In 1989, when I first saw my dad on the TV talking about high quality and low prices, I wasn't quite sure how I felt. But now, 35 years later, with this exceptional showroom, high quality products, knowledgeable staff, and the best installation crews in the area, I couldn't be more proud. And we look forward to continuing to serve all your home improvement needs for many more years to come. Come see us at the Board Store.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
Party pants on, people! Taco John's new 2 for $5 Fiesta Chicken Tacos are here. That's right, grilled old white meat chicken is here to Fiesta. Fresh Pico is here to Fiesta. And Fiesta sauce is obviously here to Fiesta. It's Fiesta sauce, kinda its whole thing. That and being creamy and savory and awesome. Fiesta at our place and lasers. New 2 for $5 Fiesta Chicken Tacos. Only at Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
It seems like everyone in Washington is either too far left or too far right. I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle. I'll stand up to Democrats to fight for a secure border and stop wasteful spending. I'll stand up to extremists like Derek Van Orden, who wants to ban all abortions with no exceptions. Like you, I'm fed up and ready for change. I approve this message because it's time that we sent one of us to Congress.
When I called other lawyers, I wasn't even sure who was going to be representing me. Once I called BGR and talked to Brian, I felt secure immediately. I'm so glad that I called Bygoff and Rohde.
All right, very warm and dry tomorrow. Pretty much mild for the rest of the forecast, too.
Looking consistent.
I'm a pumpkin spice heaping.
What?